Well, hey everybody. Tonight we are going to talk about stress and the effects of stress on weight loss. And it is a very real phenomenon. So thanks for being here and let's get to it. So stress affects almost every area of the body, and it can cause inflammation and activation of the vagal nerve. And stress and poor dietary choices contribute also to widespread inflammation. And when we are inflamed, inflammation really can lead to disease. Inflammation is like a silent fire that's burning inside of us, and we may not even be aware of it, but chronic inflammation, which is long-lasting inflammation, can make us quite sick. Inflammation can cause activation of the vagus nerve, and that tells the gut how to process and metabolize food. I'm sure you all have heard of the fight or flight response. So back in the day, back in the hunting and gathering days, it was very important that we could activate this response because perhaps the saber-toothed tiger was after us. So we needed to be able to quickly fight or fight or run, run fast. And there's even the freeze response, which might have gotten us eaten by the saber-toothed tiger. But what's actually happening is when we are feeling this fight or flight response, when we're stressed, the sympathetic nervous system actually triggers the release of epinephrine, which is actually adrenaline, from our adrenal glands, and our adrenal glands actually sit on top of our kidneys, and this activates this fight or flight. Epinephrine, as you know, when someone's having an allergic reaction, or maybe we need to get their heart started again, that actually can be injected and causes the heart to beat faster and speeds up breathing. So this is actually a hormonal response, and it also changes how the gut digests food and alters our blood glucose levels. So let's talk a little bit about HPA. HPA is hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, HPA axis. This actually controls the body's response to stress, which affects our cortisol levels. When we're stressed, the pituitary gland signals to the adrenal glands to release cortisol, a hormone. This hormone increases the body's fuel for energy by releasing fatty acids and glucose from the liver. So there's a lot of hormonal signaling going on here. Cortisol helps regulate the body's immune response and reduces inflammation when it's working properly. Now, chronic stress impairs the functioning of this HPA axis, which causes, again, changes in our metabolism and our eating habits. So, unfortunately, in today's world, we are not experiencing the kind of stress that has a beginning and an end. It tends to be very chronic. So if we go back to that hunting and gathering time, we were faced with an immediate threat. We had an immediate response, then the threat was over and we calmed down. But in this day and age, we are under stress that's occurring all the time. And we never really come off of that high alert, that fight or flight response that our body is going through. We might have stress at work, we might have stress at home, we might have traffic stress, financial stress, political stress, environmental stress, disasters. There's so much happening in the world. It's a very, very highly intense time that we're living in. So our bodies might be undergoing this chronic stress. This can also cause all kinds of gastric issues. Stress affects the communication between the brain and the GI system. It affects all parts of the GI system, including the esophagus, the stomach, and our bowels. Stress can cause that heartburn, difficulty swallowing, can give us gas and bloating and abdominal pain. So we know when we're stressed, sometimes it's like my stomach just hurts because I'm so stressed. Can also cause nausea, vomiting, increased or decreased appetite. Some people tend to eat more when they're stressed, and some people can't eat at all when they're stressed. You might also find that you're experiencing diarrhea or constipation or even muscle spasms. So all of this can be going on. Stress can cause weight gain, and it also can cause poor sleep, which can in turn cause increased appetite and cravings for unhealthy foods, and can reduce our motivation for exercise, because exercise is another way that we know that we can cope with stress. So let's talk a little bit more about this link between stress and cortisol. So researchers know that rises in the stress hormone cortisol can actually lead to weight gain. When you're stressed, those adrenal glands, which we mentioned before, which sit on top of the kidneys, they release the adrenaline and the cortisol, and then glucose, which is our primary source of energy, is released into our bloodstream. This is what gives us our energy to fight or to run. Now, once the threat has subsided, this adrenaline, this cortisol wears off, and then our blood sugar actually drops. Cortisol kicks in to replenish our energy supply quickly. And what this does is it can cause the sugar cravings because we're trying to replenish our glucose. Because your sugar gives your body quick energy, it's the first thing you're going to want when you're stressed. The downside, of course, is that this is what's going to cause your body to store sugar, especially after these stressful situations. And this energy, unfortunately, is stored mainly in the form of our belly fat, the abdominal fat, which is the fat that's really hard to get rid of. It's also our dangerous fat because it resides around our organs and can impact the ability of our organs to function properly. This can turn into a really vicious cycle. We get stressed, we release cortisol, we gain weight, we crave more sugar, we eat more sugar. So what do? We gain more weight. Let's talk a little bit about cortisol and our metabolism. So cortisol actually slows down the metabolism, making it difficult to lose weight. And you know that we always hear about, well, you have to have this metabolism that's really fired up and working. And that some people have great metabolisms and they can eat anything they want and never gain weight. And then there's the rest of us, right? That have slower metabolism. So it's much harder to lose. The Ohio State University study, there was one which interviewed women about stress and their eating in 2015. Researchers found that on average, women who reported one or more stressors during the prior 24 hours burned 104 fewer calories than non-stressed women. So this could, of course, result in 11 pounds of weight gain in 1 year, if you do the math with the calories, 11 pounds in 1 year from stress. Stressed women also had higher insulin levels, which is a hormone that contributes to our fat storage. Insulin is the key that locks fat in the cell. So if we're producing too much insulin, we're going to be storing more fat. Some of our stress-induced unhealthy habits, emotional eating, which is turning to food for comfort to suppress our negative emotions. We might start eating accessible food, which is fast food or processed food, foods of convenience. We might find ourselves exercising less. We might be skipping meals, and certainly we might be sleeping less. And we talked last time about the effects of lack of sleep on the body and how that also can contribute to the body's inability to lose weight. So how do you break this vicious cycle? Well, first off, it's very important to make exercise a priority. Now, this doesn't have to mean that you have to get on the treadmill or the bike or go out and jog 10 miles every day. Let's just start doing something. Let's get up and take a walk. Maybe walk 20 minutes a day or 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night, but get up and move. If you can do some stretching, maybe some yoga, maybe some Pilates, it doesn't have to be this extremely vigorous exercise to begin to make a difference, and you'll feel better. Try to choose healthier comfort foods instead of hitting the ice cream or the cookies or the candy bars or the wine. Try to have some healthy snacks in your house that you also like. So you can turn to those if they're available then you'll be more likely to access them rather than having the junk food in the house. Don't have the junk food. And if you do need to eat for convenience, try to find a little bit healthier fast food place. Like there's Cava and Chipotle and some that might have really good salad bars that you could enjoy and have a good healthy salad instead of some of the really unhealthy fast foods out there. Keep a food journal. We've talked about this so many times, but studies show this consistently over and over and over again, that if you track your food, you will be more successful at losing weight or maintaining weight. So write down what you eat, put it in an app, but track it. And water, 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 water. Water is our friend. We need at least 64 ounces a day. Some say we even need up to half our body weight in water every day. So water is we are made of so much water. So let's keep ourselves hydrated. It helps us flush out toxins. It will make us less hungry and we'll feel better. There's other stress relief strategies that you could incorporate into your life. Yoga is a big one. If you can't get out to a yoga class, how about doing a YouTube video? You can do a gentle yoga class at home, take 30 minutes, close the door to your bedroom or wherever so you have some privacy, and do a little yoga. You'll be amazed. Some deep breathing. There's all kinds of breathing techniques to reduce stress. You could get yourself a good book and just say, I'm taking a time out, I'm taking an hour to myself, and I'm going to go read a book I really enjoy, or watching a movie that you enjoy, listening to some music, taking that walk. All of this is going to help reduce your cortisol levels and bring your stress down. Some tips for helping to maintain a healthy diet. Well, eating on a regular schedule without skipping meals is really important. You want to continue to be fueling your body throughout the day. If you're skipping meals, your body's going to think that you're starving and is going to perceive that as a stress signal. So when our bodies are stressed, we tend to hold fat, which we don't want to do, right? We want to release that fat. So we want to eat regularly. Every 4.5 hours is a good gauge for that. And avoiding high glycemic foods to prevent those blood sugar crashes. So the sugary foods, if you want to eat sugary foods, I would say it's not sugary foods. You want to eat low glycemic foods, and you can look those up. Fruits, vegetables, staying away from the high carbohydrate foods like the breads, the cookies, the muffins, the bagels. Those give your body just a really quick hit of sugar and then you crash. White rice, things like that. Go for the brown rice. If you are going to eat bread, go for whole grain bread, things like that. Vegetables, legumes, things like that are going to be much better, and your body has to process those more slowly, which will help keep your blood sugar more regulated. And also, fruits and vegetables have lots of antioxidants in them, which is very good for fighting off illness and keeping your cells healthy and repaired. Plan meals ahead. Again, planning and preparation are key to success in weight loss or weight maintenance. If you have a plan, you will be much more likely to succeed. And if you have prepped or you have shopped and you know that you have the foods that you need, you've prepped your foods a little bit so you don't get home late, you're starving, nothing is ready, and you just end up going for something really easy and not good for you. So failure to plan is planning to fail. So planning and preparation are really important. And eat snacks that are high in protein. You want good protein that will make you feel more satiated, more full, won't spike your sugar, and then you won't have those crashes. Much better for you. So have some healthy protein snacks. You could just get some protein bars, protein shakes, things like that. When you're hungry, just grab some protein, hard-boiled eggs, things like that really will help you to maintain a healthy diet. Other tips, again, I mentioned this already, breathing and relaxation techniques. YouTube is a wealth of information, and on my YouTube channel, which is 7 Company Weight Loss, I have some meditations, very relaxing guided meditations. You can try those. So try some meditation. And I like the guided ones because a lot of people feel that you can't just be in silence. that your thoughts are too intrusive. So a guided meditation can help you relax a little bit easier without as much stress about your thoughts. As listen to music, calm music, relaxing music, music that you enjoy. Read that good book. Even put on some fun music and dance a little bit. I've had lots of my clients that put on some fun music that they love, dance around the kitchen when they're prepping meals. Makes you feel uplifted and good. Get your body moving a little bit. And sleep, again, let's talk about sleep. You really want to get good sleep, and you need at least 7 hours, studies say, to be getting good sleep. So make that a goal. Really work on your sleep. More tips. If you're feeling really stressed out, phone a friend, phone a family member, and talk to them. And hopefully that can help you problem solve a little bit. And just know that somebody's there, someone's in your corner, you're not alone. Practice mindfulness. I have videos on mindfulness, mindful eating. I have videos on the meditations. I have a video on stress. So if you need help with any of these other topics, please let me know. Or again, check out my YouTube channel. You'll find other videos that will help you problem solve through some of those issues. Think about volunteer work, helping others. It gets us out of our own head. It gets us out of our own environment and really creates good endorphins in the brain and can really help with stress when you're doing good for someone else. And try to stay away from drugs and alcohol. That won't serve you. It definitely won't serve you for your weight loss or your weight maintenance, and just makes everything a little bit worse. So try avoiding that. Some supplements that you might want to consider that can also help. Omega-3 fatty acids are awesome for helping to reduce stress. They're also awesome for helping you with weight loss. Vitamin C can help you to reduce stress. It helps the immune system to function properly, can help lower those cortisol levels. Again, remember to eat complex carbs rather than the simple ones. That's going to regulate that blood pressure, and it's going to raise your serotonin levels. It's going to help regulate your blood sugar. Magnesium is wonderful for helping improve your sleep quality and can also decrease fatigue and headaches. And melatonin, that's another one. If you need a little bit of help with sleep, try some melatonin. It's a natural supplement. Lastly, avoid caffeine, which can worsen anxiety and affect your sleep. So my rule of thumb is I really try not to have any caffeine after 12 noon because I get it just affects me. And some people are more sensitive than others, but try to cut back on your caffeine. I try never to have more than 2 cups. If I have more than that, I really get jittery and I just don't feel right. So if you've become a 5, 6, 7, 8 cup of coffee a day person, really try to cut back and maybe look at some teas. There's a lot of nice teas that you can use. Chamomile is really good for relaxing. It would be good to take in the afternoon or before bed. Lavender tea. There's just so many wonderful teas out there today. So I hope this helps. Reduce your stress. Know that if you're stressed and you're trying to lose weight and you're not, it could be very much attributed to your stress. Your body's holding fat because it perceives that you are in a threat mode and you're going to need your resources to survive. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for showing up and being here on this seminar tonight. And if I can help you at all, please just message me with questions, and take care and thank you.